which will allow him to play against the Chiefs. Eric Dickerson is still with us. Eric, what do you expect from Zeke against Kansas City?
This is just a debacle. I expect Zeke to go out and just play football. I mean, I know he's thinking about it, of course. You can't do anything but think about it. They talk about it. 1 minute you're in, 1 minute you're out. But when the game starts, after you break the huddle and you get in your stance, it's time to play football. And I believe that. I think he'll go out and he'll do what he does. Now, will that be on his mind at times when you have a break? For sure, someone in the stands will say, you shouldn't be in the game, you should be suspended, you can't probably wait to go back to court. Yeah, you'll think about it, but you know what, Joy? It's all about football. It's all about playing football. Will he play well? I think he'll play well. I really do. I think he's trying to get his groove. I think the offensive line is in their groove. Mm-hmm. I think they're knocking open the holes. Mm-hmm. Last year, look at Zeke. He averaged 5.1 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. I mean, he had 100 yards last week. He had 100 yards the week before against the 49ers. Not a great 49ers team, but 100 yards, 100 yards. But what do I expect? I expect him to go out and play hard football. And what do I expect in the Kansas City Chiefs? To try to stuff the run. That's what I expect.
Yes. I expect him to play well because this is the perfect storm for the Cowboys. The Cowboys average 4.9 yards a carry. The Chiefs average giving up 4.9 yards a carry. They're the 29th rush defense in all of football. The last 3 weeks, Zeke has rushed for 100 yards. What have the Chiefs given up? Le'Veon Bell, 32 carries, 179. Last week, 31 carries, 177 to 3 backs. Mm-hmm. So what do you think the Cowboys are like? Oh, yeah. Like you said, the perfect storm. This is the perfect storm. Also, the last 3 weeks, Skip, the Cowboys' average time of possession, 33 minutes, 45 seconds. That means your defense is not on the field.
That was the recipe last.
That was the recipe last. And who was that cook? Hmm? Oh, Chef Zeke. Oh, Chef Zeke.
Oh, you mean Dak?
Someone was in the kitchen at.
Oh,
wait, you remember wait, he's not eating it. He's just cooking it.
Wait, I remember Dak, little flipping to Cole Beasley, flipping to Jason Witten. Oh, flip it over here to T. Will. What?
I know last. See, I saw what you did this, Skip. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's your guy X. Throw it up there. Throw it there, Skip.
That's how he tries to catch the football.
Hey, all I know is the last 3 weeks I've been seeing a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks. When they run the football, they're a really good football. When they commit to the run of football, that 30 times 33, that's how you got to do with the Cowboys.
I am concerned about what this whole process is doing to the psyche of one Ezekiel Elliott, because this ain't easy.
No.
He didn't sign up for this, right? And again, have I defended him in all of his off-the-field activities? No, I have not. Has he been in lots of wrong places at wrong times? Yes, he has.
Doing a lot of the wrong things?
Wrong things, and has he sort of dared the devil and gotten away with it so far? I'll give you that. Do I know for sure that he committed domestic violence? I do not know that for sure. But back to this. He is fighting, as he says, for my good name. But that entails a whole lot of hours talking to a whole lot of lawyers on the telephone and sometimes face-to-face at the practice facility, because you need to be briefed, because you are going to appear in court and you, Ezekiel Elliott, are going to speak for yourself at the court in Texas. And now at the court in Manhattan. And he went up to New York, right. And I'm pretty sure he's going to have to go back next week if they do. I don't even know if they can get on the docket next week. I assume they will, Wednesday, Thursday. So he's going to have to fly to New York, and he's going to have to go through a whole nother round of them telling him, okay, this is what we're going to do this time. We need you to say this and be ready to answer this question and that question. Right. You don't think that wears on a kid's psyche?
Yes, of
I mean,
course.
that's not playing football, right?
No.
Okay, and I thought it was wearing on him early this year because he just didn't look like himself in the first, 5 or 6 games. I didn't see the burst. I didn't see the focus. I didn't see locked in until finally they had a bye week, and it looked like he made peace with all this. And then he went to San Francisco, and you can call it a practice game or whatever you want to call it, but he started to look like Zeke. And then definitely in the rain and the mush and the mud at Washington, it was made to order for him, and he definitely looked like Ezekiel Elliott, and so did the offensive line. Well, now, remember, he did not practice on Wednesday and Thursday, and I think it was partly because they thought he was going to be suspended, or partly because he might have to make an emergency trip up to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals to speak for himself if they could get on the docket. Well, they couldn't, so they got the stay instead of actually to get their hearing. Yeah. Well,
they
next
might have been
week,
practicing indoors. Might have snuck old Zeke out there on a different number. You know how you do it. Hey, Edie, you know what you do in high school? They gonna be keying in on number 3. I wear number 6.
Oh.
They ain't know.
Oh, they didn't know.
Number 6?
Yeah.
You mean in the game or in practice?
Yeah, in the game.
Oh, I thought you meant they were like
No,
spying on your practice.
No, so Zeke, you know, he number 21. They probably got him in old 43 jersey.
Oh, you know that. You know his body type. Let me ask you this question, though. Why is it with the NFL? I keep saying, why is it with the NFL, you have to prove yourself innocent first? I just don't get that. I mean, he went to court. The police didn't find anything.
Two police.
Yeah.
And it was a lady from the league. I don't know her name.
Kia Roberts.
Why didn't they have her
Director
testify?
of
I
investigation.
just don't understand. It's almost like the NFL is like, you're guilty. You're guilty.
Yeah.
You play under our shield, but you're guilty. Now you got to prove it.
Well, the difference with these kind of situations is, like Skip said earlier, if it's a DUI or if it's drugs, there's a test that proves that you took the drugs and you were arrested for a DUI. In these cases, it's a he said, she said situation, and because of what happened with Ray Rice, them claiming they didn't have the video, then they give the punishment, and then the video comes out and everyone sees how severe it is, they want to avoid that situation. But unfortunately, they haven't been transparent with everyone now, so we don't know exactly what happened.
We do not. And to your point, there could be something we don't know that would make him guilty.
There's two things operating. Either there's something that the alleged victim in the case does not want made public, but the NFL knows about it and knows that if it is made public and they go easy on Zeke, they're going to be in another Ray Rice situation. Or they're just too far in it to back out now.
It's like, it's too far in the water. I can't turn around. I'll swim back to shore.
Okay, but to your point, because of the Kia Roberts factor here, she worked for 8 years as an assistant DA in Brooklyn, and she saw it all, including a whole lot of domestic violence cases. She interviewed a lot of the victims. So I think she has a pretty good eye and ear for credibility in the victim. She was the only member of Goodell's staff to interview this accuser 6 times and concluded not credible enough. So she cleared him, and she's got high credibility. Duke undergraduate, Vanderbilt Law School, worked as an assistant DA. I'm going to bet on her. So that's all I know so far. Right?
What happened, ED, is that guys were going and they weren't getting charged, or charges were getting dropped, and the public was crying. The NFL, you should do something about this. Just because the police didn't charge them or they said nothing happened, you should punish him because it's a bad look. Roger Goodell and the CBA had that wrote in.
Well, it's not always that something didn't happen.
Right.
It's that the laws for domestic violence and how to prosecute them in this country need to be updated, but it's also very difficult to do that because it's often...
Especially if she says, I'm not testifying.
Right. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen, but...
If they have something on him right now, because if I'm the league, I'm like, look, I don't want to go back and forth. Here, this is what we got. That's it. That's the smoking gun. We'll show it to you right now.
But they don't...
But they don't...
That's what
I'm saying. They either don't have it and they're too far in and they don't want to lose face by backing out now, or they have it and the alleged victim doesn't want it made public. Those are the only two options.
Even if they don't have it, they done too far in now. He don't want to give up those powers. He don't want other athletes running the court trying to get out of punishment that he deems appropriate.
I got you.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
It is.
Thank you for joining us.
You.
Should the Lakers be worried about